I don't know where I'd be without God. Sometimes I think either dead or, even just all the suicidal thoughts that I used to have as a child. I think the devil would have even used that in my life as an adult. I became a Christian when I was 33 years old, and through the process of counseling for a year, it really brought me to a place of being able to forgive my mom and being able to release her. When I was going through the healing process, there was actually a fairly defining moment. I have a really good friend named Joanne, and we were driving in the car one day, and she said, "Pull over." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Pull the car over." And I said, "Okay." So I pulled into this grocery store parking lot, and she said to me, she said, "Look at me, Judy." And I looked at her and she said, "I love you, Judy. You're the best friend that anyone could have." And I turned away from her and looked out the driver's side window, and she took my face and made me turn back to look at her like eye to eye. And she said, "Why can't you believe that people love you and that you're a wonderful person?" And I began to sob, and I said, "Because my own mom didn't even love me." And she said, "Well, that was your mom's loss." And there was even a shifting that took place that day of where I just decided that I wasn't going to keep the walls up any longer. I decided to call my mom up and tell her that I was sorry. And she asked me on the phone why I was sorry. And I told her because I had hated her all these years for what she did to me. Sorry. And she said to me that I asked her why she abused me and not my brother. And she said that she hated me from the day that I was born. And I asked her why, and she said that she never wanted a girl. I made a decision at that point that I was no longer going to carry this unforgiveness around, and I felt that there was a total shifting that day when I called and even asked her to forgive me for hating her. And I just made a decision that it was more important for me to get to the place where I could forgive her so that I would be able to be healed to help other people. Because my desire in life is to see people be able to fulfill all that they are in Christ. And I knew I was not going to be able to do that with unforgiveness in my heart. Christ forgave us, and His commandment is to forgive 70 times 7. I think when we don't forgive people, that inside we become really locked up. And I don't think that we're able to have the compassion and the love of Christ. I love God so much, and I want to stand before Him someday and hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And I don't feel I would have ever heard those words if I had continued to live in bondage and unforgiveness. And I could never have gone on to have the marriage that I have today and the relationship I have with my children had I continued to carry that unforgiveness and pain and anger for all the years.